Hey, Juventini, welcome back to the channel. I'm Alberto. You know the drill. It's August 3rd. I'm going to bring you all the latest surrounding the old lady, okay? We're going to take a look at the Mercado rumblings coming out today as the final pieces of the Mercado puzzle are starting to become a little bit clearer. Are they? Let's take a look and see what you think. Okay, let's get into it. All right, Juventini, friendly reminder to like the video and, of course, subscribe to the channel. That's all Juve all the time. All right, now let's get into it. Okay, we're going to kick this off with some birthday wishes going out to Meretti, okay, as he turns 19 years old today, okay? And speaking of Meretti, Cremonese is starting to push very, very hard to try and get Meretti. Meretti going out on loan is becoming more and more of a possibility and starting to look that way, okay? At the beginning of the Mercado, we were hearing that it was going to be one spot available between Fagioli, Rovella, and Meretti. Then we started to think there would be two spots. There could very well be two spots, and that would make the most sense right now, given the fact that McKennie is now injured with a dislocated shoulder, and then you have Pogba, of course, who is out. Okay, so I expect two of them to stay, and I expect them to be Fagioli and Rovella. In terms of Meretti, he will most likely go out on loan. Okay, now speaking about Paul Pogba, which is a reason that I believe Fagioli and Rovella both need to remain with the first team squad. Pogba obviously made his decision yesterday, and it was one we all expected. That is to avoid surgery. Okay, so now we're looking at 5 weeks time for Pogba to return. Of course, the risk of re-injuring himself is there, and it's going to be strong. Okay, Juventus obviously would have preferred surgical route. However, Pogba's decision makes sense, and it's a decision that almost every player would make if it stands in his way of missing the World Cup. So Paul Pogba trying to save his World Cup season and take the physio route and opting out of surgery. So now we wait. Okay, 5 weeks time is expected for Paul Pogba. Now we're going to carry on in those youngsters that we were talking about and the reasons why we need to keep Fagioli and Rovella, and that's due to Pogba's injury and McKennie's injury. Rovella, half of Serie A is listed as trying to come after Rovella and get Rovella. If that's not an eye-opener for Juventus on keeping this guy around, then I don't know what is, and we're hopeful with young talents. Okay, so Rovella literally has interest from about half the teams in Serie A. We need to keep this kid around, especially with what he's shown in these preseason matches and whatnot. I've been very, very impressed with Rovella as well as Fagioli, but Fagioli, I'm going to get into it in the live we're going to do later on this week in what my concerns are with not only Fagioli, but also Rovella as well, because there's always pros and cons, everybody. Now let's get to Memphis Depay. We've been having a lot of rumors about Memphis Depay. Apparently today it's been reported by a couple of outlets, again, not strong outlets, but they're denying Juve's interest in Memphis Depay, okay? But if Depay should separate from Barcelona and be free, how would you feel, Juventino, about Juventus going after him? I would actually like them going after Depay, and if he comes available on a free, I would probably take that over, say, spending on a player like Raspadori, to be honest with you. So that's just my preference, but let's see what happens. Rugani is obviously has interest in several teams. It's now being reported he could go and leave Juventus without them even getting a replacement. Again, this could be an indication of something I've been saying for a while now, that the money that we think we had available as a transfer budget might not necessarily be in place. So if Rugani, it's being reported now, if Rugani goes, they might not get a center back replacement, and that money could potentially go to one of these other signings they want to make, Kostic being one of them, as Juventus continues to probe for Kostic and could be offering 10 million euros for Kostic. We know that originally, about a month back, it was around 20 million euros. Apparently, Juve is going to offer 10, so we wait to see. Apparently, as of yesterday, Kostic was freezing the move to West Ham to wait to see what Juventus would do, because obviously he would choose Juventus and Champions League football. So we have to wait on that front as well. In terms of Juventus and Valencia, they must now reach an agreement for Artur, as there was positive talks between Gattuso and Artur and everything set to basically move ahead. Now it's just finding the details. There are a lot of details out there, but it's going to be very, very difficult to figure out what's true and what isn't until it's finalized. But apparently, 20% of the salary is what Valencia offered originally. And then, of course, Juventus has pushed it to 50-50. So a 50-50 split on Artur's salary on this loan. We wait for that one. Of course, Paredes remains the name on the back end of that Juventus would look to bring in. Okay, so that's all your news basically surrounding Juventus today, Juventini. You guys know the drill. Give me your questions, comments, thoughts, opinions on everything you've heard today in the comment section. I love mixing it up with you. It's always great. But I'm going to leave you with a what if that we left on our Twitter, which is, of course, at All Juvecast. And if you're looking for the individuals that are part of this team, this great All Juvecast team, all our individual tags on Twitter are basically in the description of this video. But this is the what if we put out on Twitter. What if this Mercado finishes for Juventus with Kostic coming in, Paredes, Milenkovic, and say Raspadori as a forward? Now, I personally don't believe Raspadori would come, so maybe switch it with Muriel. What if that's how it finishes for Juventus? Would you be happy? Would you be upset? How would you feel about that? Okay. And I will share my comments. I have shared mine on Twitter, and you can find it at Berto_AJC. Okay. Can't wait to hear from all of you, Juventini. And again, look for that live. Could even be tomorrow morning. We're just trying to finalize dates with the other team members. Okay. But until then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.